Welcome to Friesens. I'm Kerwin Friesen, President and CEO. One of my great pleasures is to tour customers through our state-of-the-art facilities. When you tour Friesens, you'll find that our plants are bright, welcoming, well-organized, and filled with great equipment. One of the things that you'll also notice is that we've got some of the best people in the industry, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to them.
You're about to visit one of the most technically advanced printing facilities in North America, based right here in Altona, Manitoba, Canada. We think the Friesen story is a special one for several reasons. First is where we're located. Altona boasts a roaring population of 4,200 citizens. Friesens Corporation employs about 500 staff, so you can do the math and see that nearly 1 out of every 8 people in Altona work for Friesens. Not many small towns this size have a world-class, award-winning print manufacturer based in their backyard. Our small town personality is a key part of what makes Friesens unique. Second, our company is owned by its employees. Everyone you see working in the plant today is a part owner of Friesens Corporation. As employee owners, we take great pride in our business. Our company produces high-quality print products for many types of markets, some of which are trade books, educational books, children's books, cookbooks, photography and art books, yearbooks, and history books, just to name a few.
We've been around a while, since 1907 to be exact. That was before the invention of television, bubble gum, or even Band-Aids. One of the things that our founders was quoted as saying is that we'll be successful only if our customers are successful. We couldn't agree more.
We host customers from all over the world who want to press check their books. We welcome many of our customers to join us here in Altona to see their books being printed. This is especially critical with the many high-fidelity projects we produce at Friesens. With 5 customer suites on site, customer offices to provide a quiet space between press checks, and a warm, friendly customer service team, we promise to make your stay here in Altona an enjoyable one. We have a great team of customer service representatives that manage your projects through every step of the process. They work closely with our customers, sales consultants, and production team to review all information and ensure we have everything we need for your book. Another important piece of our service team is our technical support staff. Prior to files arriving, we provide support in helping you set up your files to run smoothly. They can help with technical specs of creating PDFs, color calibration, or the many other aspects you need in setting up your files. There are a lot of different workstations in Prepress, as there are a lot of steps that go into making your files ready for printing. We have staff that pre-flight and check files, people that output proofs, and technicians that can scan or perform color corrections for your photos. Once your files are processed and proofs approved, they will either be sent to the plate room to prepare for offset printing, or they may go directly to one of our digital presses. We first have to make plates. Files are sent to our virtual proofing station for one last quality check to ensure the files will output correctly. Once checked, we send them to the plate setter to be created. The plates are loaded into the plate setter. A laser images the plates. It goes through a wash that cleans away any of the areas that haven't been exposed. The plate then gets punched. The punched holes will be used later to mount the plates onto the printing press. Then the operator hangs the plates and we send them off to our press room. At Friesens, we offer a variety of printing options. We boast a large format color presses using the latest in technology that help make us the leaders in our industry. Here we are at the offset press, and the plates we just made need to get loaded onto each one of those towers. For a full color book, we print CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Each color is printed one at a time, starting with the darkest color, so black is first, then cyan, magenta, and finally yellow. This works similar to your printer at home. You have to feed the paper at one end, then print using the suctions and air to feed each individual sheet into the press, and a gripper grabs the sheet and pulls it through the press. The press operator checks the pages and can make small adjustments to the ink density. They can add or reduce the levels on each printing unit to affect the amount of cyan, magenta, yellow, or black, so the color matches with what you are expecting. We also have web presses that service the trade book market and print at high speeds using UV inks and dry instantly. The web presses are unique from our color presses in that they print directly off a roll, and they come out as folded sections ready to be bound. For smaller quantities, we can also print digitally, meaning we can go right from your digital file to a digital press. The digital presses we have also feed from a roll. These digital presses have the ability to produce black only or 4-color books. The main advantage of digital is for shorter run books. We can skip the step of cutting the paper and setting up all the plates, so there's less preparation required. The presses don't run as fast, but with minimal setup time, these presses are ideal for short run work. Because we print roll to roll, we have to unwind the roll. This quick step unwinds the paper and trims it to individual sheets, so those sheets can be gathered, folded, and loaded into our sewing machine. Something you'll notice here at Friesens is that we have large silver tubes running along the roof, and you won't see any paper waste lying around. That's because anytime there is paper waste or paper trimmings, it all gets sucked up into these large tubes and brought over to our baler room. Here's where they're formed into massive bales of paper. The bales of paper are sent to the mill and turned into recycled paper. Another item to point out is the misters in the ceiling. Not only do we keep our press room humidity controlled, we keep our bindery humidity controlled as well. This helps our paper stay at the optimum moisture level for printing and binding. When printing on our sheet-fed presses, we first have to fold the printed sheets on a folding machine to get our sections ready for binding. From there, we can bring them to our perfect binder if it is glue bound, and if it's sewn, we can take them to our sewing machine where the folded sections are gathered and sewn to create a sewn book block. This is the cover department. The cover design you choose for your book determines the order in which we build it. Typically, the first step is lamination. The laminer applies a simple film lamination to your cover in either matte or gloss finish. To apply foil stamping to your cover, a die is created to match your artwork. The covers are then loaded into the stamper. Foil from a roll is pulled over the sheet and the die is squeezed down onto your cover using heat and pressure to foil stamp the cover. If your cover is printed, we glue a printed cover to a board to create a case. The sheet and board is loaded in at one end, the cover passes by a glue roller and is applied to the board and wrapped around the edges. If you select embossing, we literally press your cover or jacket design into the cover board to give it a three-dimensional feel. The embossing machine applies extreme pressure to emboss the design right into the cover. The Perfect Binder is a large piece of equipment that is used to produce your softcover books. We can either sew them first, or if they're glue bound only, we can move straight from folding to the perfect binding line. The binding line gathers all the sections, glues the book block, applies the cover, and trims the books. The books are stacked, packed into cartons, and ready to ship. The book line is where we take all the parts of the book we created, the cover, end sheets, and book block, and put them together to create a finished book. The sewn book blocks, which were either from the digital press or the offset press, get loaded here at the beginning of the book line. The first step is to compress the book block together to make it a good, tight binding. The next step is to attach the end sheets to the book block. Then it's time for back gluing. On the book block, there are tiny little holes from sewing that run along the spine. These holes need to be filled with glue. The book then runs through the heater and drying tower. From there, the books run along the conveyor, allowing time to dry. The book is now back glued and ready to go, but it doesn't actually open yet. At this stage, there's a 3-knife trimmer that trims the top, bottom, and foredge of the book. We now have a finished book block that you can open. We now add the cover to the prepared book block. The first step is to glue on a strip of mull cloth. Then we put on head and tail bands. Now we are ready to put on cases. The cases are loaded onto the machine and glued onto your book block. The book is pretty much finished, just a few steps to go. One of those is creating the gutter. This is the little groove that runs along the edge of the book in order for the cover to open. If you have a dust jacket on your book, it gets folded onto the book. Then the book heads onto the stacking machine, which stacks them into the boxes, labels them, and gets them ready to ship. Once ready, books leave Friesens to locations throughout North America and abroad. At times, we also store customer product and ship them as needed. Thank you for your interest in what we do here at Friesens. We're proud of the work and our company. If you're a Friesens customer, thank you for trusting us with your projects. If you aren't, what are you waiting for? Our employee owners would love to build a quality book for you.